Hi, everybody. Welcome to this edition of the Cancer Coach Talks. I'm your host, Leslie Nance. And tonight we're going to talk about the most important anti-cancer diet tip ever. I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys my thoughts and really my belief systems around food and being a holistic nutritionist. So, thank you so much for joining. It's super exciting to have you here. And so let me just introduce myself super fast. My name is Leslie Nance. I'm a certified holistic nutritionist. I'm a certified holistic cancer coach. I'm an 8-year breast cancer survivor. And really, what I do is I work in tandem with allopathic cancer treatments to really help you achieve better outcome of treatments, to help you. To help you heal faster between treatments, and really work well into remission and into prevention. And I work with a lot of stage 4 clients as well, where we're working on maintaining and stabilizing disease. And we're really helping the body to heal from the inside out, despite the cancer that may be present. And I really teach my clients how to be a cancer boss. And we do that through many methods. We do that through nutrition. We do that through mindset. We do that through some spirituality work. And so there are a lot of things that lay the groundwork for what I do. But today, what I really wanted to focus on is I wanted to focus on the power the power within the food that we eat. So, as a certified holistic nutritionist, I definitely 100 and a certified holistic cancer coach, I 100% believe. I don't want anybody to misunderstand what I'm going to talk about tonight is that I don't think that it's important, right? That I don't think that nutrition is important. I think that the power of food is paramount when it comes to exciting the body and creating energy inside of the body to heal. So, what I'd like to do for you guys tonight is I'd like to start with my core belief systems around food and healing cancer. Hi, it's good to see you, Myra. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. Hi, Tammy. Thank you so much for being here with us this evening. And so, number one, number one is that I believe that food is information that translates into the body the proper energy, the proper components to create healing. That's number one. Number two, I believe food is most powerful, actually. I want to say that specifically. I believe that food is most effective and most powerful when we're thinking about prevention. Okay. So food really does have a superpower when it comes to prevention. Not getting cancer in the first place, or if you're in remission, really working on keeping cancer away. Now, it does play a part when we have active cancer in the body, but the most significant part that it plays is in prevention. You guys keep your eyes on the horizon because I am probably within the next year, I will be launching a course that is going to be on the subject of prevention. So right now, I only work with people who have active cancer or in active cancer treatment. But eventually, I really do have I have a personal goal of having a prevention arm of this as well, where you're learning how to prevent cancer from coming back. And I talk about that with my current clients, of course, but we speak even more about it. We can talk even more about it with the directive when that is the goal. So number three, I believe that we are not only what we eat, but I believe that the closer truth is we are what we digest. So it's important that we eat well, but if we're not digesting that information properly, then we're not getting what we need. We're not getting the knowledge. The body is not getting the knowledge that it needs to heal. Think about reading a book. If you've ever sat down and read a book and you're reading too fast or it wasn't that interesting to you, you might be reading the words, but you weren't digesting any of it, right? You didn't get anything from it. That's a lot like when the digestive system is out of balance, we're not getting the information we need for the knowledge that needs to be created inside the body, because our body is super smart. So smart that we're missing. If we're not digesting properly, we are missing the boat. So one of the first things I work on with my clients, like week 1, we start working on digestion. We start aligning the body to uptake information from food correctly. Okay. So number 3 is I believe we are not only what we eat, but closer to the truth, we are what we digest. Number 4, I believe that overeating, undereating, or stressing about eating can lead to more cancer. That's a really powerful statement, what I just said. I believe that overeating, undereating, and again, we're talking about my core belief systems around nutrition and healing cancer, or healing your life so that cancer really is inhospitable, that your body's an inhospitable place for cancer to be. I believe that overeating, undereating, or stressing about eating it can create more cancer in the body. I believe eating healthy food is most powerful when it becomes a way of life and not a stress point in your life. Now, sometimes it's a little stressful getting to the point of healthy food being a way of life. There can be some stresses. I know along the way for me, it was crazy town. Like it was insane trying to learn how to eat to make my body inhospitable so that stinking cancer wouldn't come back. Like they told me it was going to within the first year. It'll be back. It'll be back within the first year and there won't be anything we can do about it. So that was a really stressful time as I was learning how to create an environment inside the body that was inhospitable to cancer and to disease. So there was some temporary stress, but the food is most effective for healing when we have accessed it as a way of life and we're not constantly focused on it. Okay. Number 6 is I believe a mostly plant-based diet provides a fertile ground for balance and healing. Hear what I said, a mostly plant-based diet. I didn't say vegan. I didn't say vegetarian. I didn't say any of those. I said a mostly plant-based diet. You may be scratching your head and going, is she saying that I can eat meat? I'm saying that if you want to eat meat, that we need to talk. Because I can tell you if it is the right thing for you or not. Just a general rule of thumb, anybody who is in cancer treatments, especially chemotherapy, probably are going to need some animal protein in their diet because it's very hard to get enough protein otherwise. Not a lot, but some. Number 7 is I believe that there are many options for eating behaviors when it comes to our health. And no two circumstances and no two people are alike. In other words, you can't be shoved into a box. You can't just pick up an anti-cancer diet book and go, oh, well, this is probably what I should do. Even though that person had a totally different type of cancer than you had, or the stories that you're reading are totally different than your story, We read this stuff and it seems so amazing and it's so convincing. We're like, oh, we should do that. That's what we should be doing. And then before you know it, you have 20 books. And so you're picking and choosing out of those 20 books or 20 people or whatever, the one that makes most sense to you. And then you're really confused. Am I doing this right? Or you get really sick. That's most common what I see. People come to me, they're completely malnourished. They're like, oh, this cancer is really getting the best of me. I just don't have any energy. All right, let's go through. Let's dissect your diet. Let's have a look at what you're doing right now. And what I find out is that it's not the cancer at all or the cancer treatments. It's that they're completely malnourished from some crazy wackadoo diet that they're trying because they read in a book. Some person told them to do it. You will notice that I never come on here and give you diet advice. Now, I know a lot of you want me to. And in fact, a lot of you are here tonight because you were going, oh, is she going to tell us the big secret? I am going to tell you the big secret. It doesn't have anything to do with specifically what you're putting in your mouth. I believe there are many options for eating behaviors. I don't believe that any two people or any two circumstances are just alike. That's why I'm a holistic cancer coach. It's why I'm a holistic nutritionist. It's why I don't have a book. It's why I don't have a website full of anti-cancer diet tips to get a bunch of clicks so I'll get really popular. A lot of people will like me. I could give a rat's behind about being popular. All I want is for the people that come to me that want help, that they actually get the help, that they actually get the transformation, and I can guide them on that path. That's what's important to me. Where am I at? Number 8. There's 10 of these, by the way. Number 8, I believe we should be eating as much organic, natural, unprocessed food as possible, cooked or uncooked. Yep, you heard it. Sometimes you just can't eat a salad every single day. Sometimes you shouldn't eat a salad every single day. Sometimes you just get in a rut and you're eating the same things over and over and over and over again because you're worried about food all the time. It never leaves your mind. Oh my God, if I eat that, I'm going to get more cancer. Oh my God, if I don't eat this, I'm going to get more cancer. Those are two dangerous extremes. If I eat this, I'm going to get cancer. If I don't eat this, I'm going to get cancer or more cancer. Those are two dangerous extremes, and there is no balance in either one of those. And guess what? Bonus point, that cancer is an imbalance in the body, and you cannot solve an imbalance with another imbalance. Number 9 is, I believe that we are meant to take in nutrients via food and not via a lifetime of supplement taking or a supplement regimen. There, I said it. When God designed us as human beings, he did not design us to take supplements. He didn't. Now, we can take some supplements to help some things. Yes, we use supplements in our house. No, we are not on a regular, 50 supplements a day kind of thing to prevent cancer. We do that through the information, through the diet that we put into our bodies, and we are very diligent about that. There is a time and place for supplementation. Some of my clients are on supplements right now. Some of them are here right now. There are some supplements that have value, especially when we're trying to solve a specific problem. Some of us don't assimilate certain nutrients very well. That's Penny Lane. She's not getting in here. She's going to bark again, though. Some of us don't assimilate nutrients very well, so we need a little help. Sometimes we are on a particular medicine. I'll use metformin. Metformin is actually a drug that they use for prediabetes and diabetes, type 2 diabetes. And metformin actually can make it hard for you to absorb B vitamins, all of them. So sometimes it's important to supplement with B vitamins if you're taking metformin to get basically an overdose inside the body, because your body in a 24-hour period, your body is only designed to absorb so many nutrients. And if you're giving it more than that, then you're creating really expensive pee or poop. Bottom line, you can take all the liver enzymes you want, but your body is going to discard the majority of them because it can only take in so much and utilize so much. You are a finite being. Your organs have a finite amount of things that they can do at a time. Have you ever taken too much B12? So if you take a sublingual B12 and you take it like 2 or 3 times a day, it will actually make your pee like urine. I know, whatever, pee. It'll actually make it like disco color. It'll be like a bright neon color. And by the way, if you're doing that, then you don't need that much B12. If you get to that point and your urine is that color, you don't need that much B12. But it's your body just getting rid of what it doesn't need. It You're designed for that. And we are not, as human beings are not designed to take in the bulk of our nutrients through supplementation. Bottom line, period, exclamation point, like it or lump it. It's the way that we're designed. Number 10, I believe that food is only healing and is only healing in any form when we have a good relationship with it and we're not hyper out of balance with extreme diets or fear or conspiracy or complicated regimens. Eating well and keeping the body healthy is not complicated. It takes work. It's hard sometimes, especially if you're new to it. It's hard, but it's not complicated. And anybody who's trying to sell you on the idea that it is easy doesn't sell well. You think it would. You think that that's what you want. But the overcomplication of the process sells really, really well. And that's what people are feeding into. And I'm sorry if I'm stepping on some toes of some people that you love. I'm sorry if if that's rattling the cage a little too much for you. Maybe I'm not the right person for you, and that's okay. And that person's better for you. That's okay. I don't care. The only end goal I have is for you to find what works for you. Whether I'm it, whether somebody else is it, doesn't matter. I'm not trying to confuse you more. I'm trying to help you find balance. The only time that food is healing is when we have a good relationship with it. We're not hyper out of balance, meaning we're not on extreme diet. We don't have a big fear of food. We're not constantly in a conspiracy theory around how food is this and that and XYZ and, oh, they're trying to do this and that. And it's not complicated. But most of all, what you guys came here tonight to hear, my biggest tip ever, 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 ever about food and healing your life is this. There is no cancer on the planet that has been healed by food alone. An anti-cancer diet is simply stacking the odds in your favor. If there were a diet or a regimen or a thing, everybody would be doing it. Every single person would be doing it. It's not a conspiracy. They're not withholding information. The truth is that we are biologically created to have homeostasis, meaning balance within the body, balance all the time, by consuming energy in the body and consuming that information. And there is no cancer in the world that has ever been solved by diet alone. Now, then, there are a lot of convincing stories out there. And if you scratch and you dig a little bit deeper, you will also find that they were using many other methods. Let's take my own example. A lot of people would love you to believe that I am a food only kind of girl. Food's going to solve it all because I'm a nutritionist. People come to me for that. If you're coming to me for that, you might be disappointed. My own personal example in my own personal life is that I made massive changes in my diet to promote fertile ground for healing. However, I did surgery to remove the cancer out of my body. I did 6 weeks of radiation to the tumor site where they removed the cancer. If you scratch below the layers, you will see that there are other things in play. Now, then, my cancer was very aggressive. They wanted me to do a lot of chemo. They wanted me to do a lot of different drugs. They wanted me to do a double mastectomy. And I did say no to those things, but I didn't say no to it all. A lot of you know Chris Wark. Chris beat cancer. Chris Wark. He did not do everything naturally to get rid of his cancer. He's very open about this. He did surgery to remove his cancer. Then he took matters into his own hands to create an environment where cancer is less likely to return. Hear my words, is less likely to return. If you're putting all of your eggs in the diet basket, you're going to be disappointed. You're going to feel better. Things are going to get better, but you're going to be disappointed overall. You have to strike what the balance is in your treatment path. Just like nobody's ever done it with just diet, nobody has ever done it with just mindset. There were other things in play. There were other things that helped create that environment. The people who heal, whether it's allopathic or alternative, or natural or holistically or whatever, all the many different ways that there are to heal, they all have one thing in common. And it's not diet. They had a strong, bulletproof belief system inside of them that knew that they could do it. Now then, have I had scares? Yes. Do I stay scared every day? No. Have I had things that happen that make me scratch my head and go, man, maybe I should have that checked out? I wonder if that's cancer again. Yes, especially at the beginning, not so much now. Yes, absolutely. Some of you don't even ever have to have cancer to have that happen. Maybe it's just a history of cancer in the family that's created that environment inside of you. These people had a bulletproof mindset that said they could do it. Now then, that might rub some of you the wrong way. And I'm certainly not here to hurt feelings or to make you feel less about your loved ones or somebody maybe that you loved that has lost their lives to cancer. It doesn't mean that they weren't strong enough. Okay. It just means by the time they get to the realization of how to heal, that the cancer might be too powerful. Or, and this has happened to me with clients. I've had clients that have died. Absolutely. Some of you know them, some of them very well. And sometimes it's a medical mistake. Sometimes I actually had a client that got in a car accident on her way to treatments, lost her life. So it's not that they're not strong enough. Sometimes it's that the cancer's too far along or that the cancer treatments are so harsh that they don't know when to say no. It just feels too scary. And this is all that disruption that we have and that imbalance that we have when we get diagnosed with cancer. Now then, the reason that most people go right to diet first is it's because it's the thing you can control. And that's why there's so many people talking about it. I Googled, what did I Google? I wanted to tell you exactly what I Googled. Hold on. I have to go find it. Shoot, where is it? Shoot doggy, where is it? Hold on. Oh, I Googled anti-cancer diet tips. I got 130 million results. 130 million results. There are a lot of people out there talking about it. You know why? It's because it's an algorithm on Google. They are trying to get your attention. And they know that if you've been diagnosed with cancer, the first thing that your belief system tells you that you can control, or maybe you could do better, is what you're putting in there. But I will also tell you, it's about what you're putting in here. It's about what you're putting in here and here. It's not about diet. Diet is a big part of that. But you must have a firm belief system. One, if you're in remission, the cancer is never coming back. Two, if you're working through a stage 4 diagnosis, that you have resources available to you that say, I can fix this, and give you the tools responsibly, not wackadoo tools. They give you responsible tools to help you start to solve that problem. I've helped thousands of people through their cancer journey, thousands of people. And I have watched them come to me and struggle, in literal struggle with food, mostly because they're overthinking it, or the changes feel really hard, or they have some other thing standing in the way. And it can be something as simple as they live in a remote part of the country, which would be like a food desert, and they don't have access to to fresh food. There are parts of the country, even in our country where we live in the United States, there are parts of the country like that. And so sometimes accessibility, sometimes not knowing how to cook. It's why my course, I have Cancer Cooking School, which teaches you the fundamental principles of cooking with real food, makes it fun, makes it enjoyable, makes you want to buy a new chef's knife. It's one of the things that I teach. I'm a certified plant-based chef. It's one of the things I teach my clients because it is fundamental. But what happens is we get our panties in a wad around food because it's the thing we can control. We know we can control that. We get our panties in a wad and we start going to extremes. And then all of a sudden we feel sicker. I thought I was supposed to feel better. I thought if you went on a healthy diet, you were supposed to feel better. And I feel sicker. What's going on? Oh, it must be the cancer. Or it could be that you're eating 5 pounds of carrots every single day. I'm sorry, I laugh, but I see the craziest things. My number one tip is that your relationship with food, with the balance of the mindset around food, is the most important tip that I have for you. That is the tip. That's the anti-cancer tip. You can eat all the anti-cancer food that you want. But if you're running in fear mode, you're not controlling the fear. Oh, little bird. Poor little guy. Oh, he's fine. Good. He just flew off. Birds hit my window all the time. I was going to put up some decals, but anyway, I think they see the bright light and they're like, oh, go in there. It's the sunshine. Anyway, sorry. Squirrel. Sorry. You can eat all the anti-cancer food that you want, but if you're running in fear mode all the time, you're not going to heal. Bottom line, you can eat and juice your brains out. But if you think that your doctor's trying to kill you, if you think that he's trying to poison you, and you have a bunch of conspiracy theories going around and you don't have a good relationship with that process, you're not going to heal. And it's going to be miserable on top of that. Every side effect in the book is going to show up. If you think that you can eat flax seed or flax oil and yogurt every single day, right? And there is a place for the Budwig. If you guys know what I'm talking about when I say that, I'm talking about the Budwig protocol. I have some clients that I have put on the Budwig. It was proper for them, but it's not right for every single person. It's what they needed. That's what working with a professional does. And on that professional note, if somebody's not willing to get on the phone with you and ask you what kind of cancer you have, what kind of treatments you're going through, what your underlying health conditions are, what you're struggling with right now, then you probably need to consider that that person doesn't have your best interest at heart. They're trying to sell a book or a webinar or a whatever. If they're not asking you those questions, then maybe you need to think about finding advice from somebody who's a professional, who actually wants to know how they can love you and serve you through this process. And I'm not just saying me, there are a lot of me's out there. I mean, I'm a great start. I'd love to help you if we're a good fit. I'll show you how that is. If not, then I'll point you in a direction to get that information. But if you do the Budwig, right? And you don't stop believing that with every ache and pain and everything that shows up is cancer growing inside the body, and you're not controlling that belief, that's not doing jack for you. Sorry for all the people named Jack. It's not doing diddly and diddly. And by the way, this is not your fault. I'm not pointing fingers going, hey, you, why are you being so stupid? I'm not doing that. This is not your fault. Remember, I told you I Googled anti-cancer diet tips and I got 130 million results. It has become the fault of the cancer community, the cancer wellness community, the cancer natural community. And we must do better as professionals. Bottom line. If somebody's telling you must do my protocol, and if you don't do my protocol, you will die, you better run. Whether it's your medical doctor or a holistic doctor or anything, you better run because that's not the truth. And whoever plants that seed, shame on them. Shame on them. If somebody says you have to juice 5 pounds of carrots every single day or you're going to keep that cancer forever, shame on them. Yes, they're planting a seed on fertile ground. That fertile ground is fear. You hear that and you're like, oh, that's better. That better be what you know why? Because you're not an expert in cancer. It's not your area of expertise. I'm not a librarian. I can't even change a flat tire. Oh, that's not true. I could probably change a flat tire. I couldn't change the oil in my car. That's a better thing to say. I can't change the oil in my car. I have a professional do that. My husband's a clock repairman. I can't repair a clock, but he can. So when my clock breaks, I take it to somebody who can fix it. If you don't know how to change the oil in your car, are you going to DIY it? I'm going to watch some YouTube videos and do this myself. You put your car at risk. Really? Unlikely. Unlikely. Why would you take that risk with your most precious asset? Not your car, you. Somebody tells you got to take 50 supplements 3 times a day while you stand on your head and take this CBD oil. And if you don't, that cancer is going to kill you. Shame on them. That's not your fault. That's their fault. They have played on your innocent fear and made you feel more vulnerable than you already do. And I am here to tell you, I am not that girl. I'm here to love you and to serve you and to tell you what I know to be the truth. You cannot fix an imbalance with an imbalance. You must bring the body to balance. Now then, you're going to have some imbalances through your treatment processes, but those are temporary. If you're doing conventional treatment, if you're doing allopathic medicine, there's going to be some balances created. So, for sure, at that point, we cannot create an imbalance, more imbalance. That actually makes the treatment less effective. I'm about to wrap up. If you guys have questions, put those in, and I will take those as in order that they come in. If you are ready to heal your life and get off of the cancer hamster wheel of doubt and hopelessness and fear and anger and embarrassment and confusion and pain and loneliness and suspicion, please, by all means, click on this link. I'm going to post it right here. I'm going to post it right now. Click on this link that I'm posting right now. This is a link to join it's absolutely free. And yes, you have to leave an email. And the reason we do that, some people email me, they're like, why, if it's free, why do I have to leave an email? Because you don't understand the internet. We do that so that it keeps trolls out of the comments and and bots picking up your information. It's actually for your protection that you have to sign in to listen to the webinar, but it's absolutely free webinar, 5 steps to becoming the boss of your cancer. This will be the most powerful 45 minutes that you ever spend on your cancer journey. I am going to align you into balance and teach you what my clients know about healing their life. It's absolutely free. There is an offer at the end of it, not to buy anything, but to make an appointment to speak with me. If you make that appointment, I want you to expect to show up to answering a lot of questions, because I'm going to get on the phone with you personally and I'm going to ask you, what kind of cancer do you have? What kind of treatments are you on? How long has this been going on? How do you feel? What are your underlying health conditions? How is this affecting you emotionally? And what I'm doing in that phone call is I'm trying to determine if I can help you. If I believe that I am 1000% the right person to help you, I will tell you how and why even. And I'll make an offer to enroll in my program. If I'm not, then I will point you in a direction to get the help that you need. There are many of you here that have spoken to me that I said to you, you know what? I can't help you, but I'm going to point you in a direction to get that help. There are many of you that are here that are my clients, and there are many of you that are here that I've never seen before. So thank you so much for being here. It's been a pleasure to be here with you this evening. But if you're ready to stop scratching your head today and find the real answers about your cancer and how to sift through all the BS that is swirling around out there, I'm going to give you those tools.